Well, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot, and today we are going to look at the week of November 24th through November 30th. So this last week of November. We're just going to take a look and see what's going to go on here in the world. What can we expect? There's been a lot of crazy things going on, so what crazy things can we anticipate for this coming week? As always, just a reminder, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. Again, entertainment purposes only. Okay, you guys? And also, we are going to be kind to one another and to me in the comments. Okay. There's no need to be rude. We can all have our opinions and we can say it in a kind way. Okay, I'm kind of just going to flip and see what comes out and see where we go. Okay. We're going to get some of these cards in this deck to see what other information we can get about this upcoming week. Okay, that was a lot. I'm going to take this, that, it's too many. Getting too many. They're all like wanting to jump out. One at a time, Spirit. Too many. We're going to take entrepreneur. Look at what's on the bottom of the deck, and look at what's on the bottom of the deck. We have local regional leader. We have government agency. We have lawyer. We have world leader. And we have male athlete. Okay. We are going to see some things happen this week between Russia and Ukraine. I think it's going to be, we're going to see a continued uptick in violence. Just this last week, they started using these medium-range ballistic missiles that were kind of frightening, you know, knowing that they're starting to launch those, because those types of missiles have nuclear warhead capability. And to know that those are flying around in the air, that's a little unsettling. And I'm almost wondering if we're not going to see some kind of new weapon used, some type of chemical weapon, or if we're going to find out that some of the bombs that are being used are dirty bombs. Dirty bombs have like spent uranium in them, or spent plutonium, I think. So I'm wondering if we're going to hear some stories about chemicals being involved in this escalated conflict that we have going on between Ukraine and Russia. Here, I want to put this here. Okay, I want to put these to the side, and we're going to do a Celtic cross to get some general energy to see kind of where the rest of this stuff fits in, because there's a lot here that I think actually all goes together, but I want to see the energy of the week. So let's get the energy down, and then we'll come back. We have the moon and strength. The moon and strength. Strength is using gentle force, knowing that you don't have to use brute strength to have something happen. You can use a gentleness, a gentle strength. And the moon is all about things that you don't see, secrets that are being kept. Okay. Sorry, my flow is a little bit different tonight, but I was just meditating, so I'm in this kind of real meditative state. So if my vibe seems a little different, it's just because I'm really in a zone. But we're going to go with it, okay? Interesting. Okay. So starting off, we have the Page of Wands reversed. Page of Wands reversed is always going to be communication issues, specifically electronic communication issues. One of the things that I remember hearing recently is that it was stated that the phone line that they have that connects the US to Russia is no longer in use. I don't remember where I saw that article. If I remember, I'll link it in the description box down below. But I remember hearing that and being a little bit unsettled, especially because of the situation right now between Ukraine and Russia and all of the implications, right? That brings into like just world policy, world foreign policy. We have North Korea sending over weapons and soldiers. So that brings in, a whole new level of escalation. And then we have this Emperor energy. This is what's like blocking this week. This is where the issue is for this week. And I feel like the issue for this week are going to be these guys. It's going to be the leaders. It's going to be the world leaders. And I think it's going to be more than one. I think we're going to see Putin. I think it's going to be Zelensky. I think it's going to be Biden and Harris and Trump. I also think it's going to be Netanyahu, and perhaps some discussion about the, oh my gosh, what's Khomeini, the leader of Iran. I think there's going to be, and the Prince of Jordan. We've been getting Prince a lot. I think the Prince of Jordan is also going to be involved. There's going to be some big conversations, but I think there's going to be some like conflict between these guys, right? Because look at the stance of this emperor. This emperor is like ready to fight. He's got armor on. So even though, yeah, he's the emperor, he's also ready to throw down. And I just feel like it's a bunch of I don't feel like really anyone has the best interest of their people, in mind when they're making these decisions. I think it's all about, sucking off as much wealth and resources from the people of the world as possible. That's the priority. And I think we're going to see a lot of decisions this next week that are going to exhibit that type of behavior. So we're going to see like an escalation of posturing between these male leaders. I know I said Harris. She might not be part of this, but she might be. I don't know. But I'm really seeing like posturing between Biden, Trump, Putin, and Zelensky the most. But Netanyahu is in there as well. So I think we're going to see some really frightening, just, like I said, posturing, like rhetoric, saber rattling, just a nuclear saber rattling at that. It's just going to be this very, I feel like, tense time where tensions are really high and everyone's kind of like got their guard up against everyone else. So then we have this Eight of Wands. This is the energy that we are just recently coming out of. And this is like an acceleration. So yes, we have just recently had this acceleration of the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. So we've been seeing like the use of British and US weapons being allowed to be fired further into Russian territory. That's an escalation that we hadn't seen before. And I think that all of this, and then also with the ICC issuing the arrest warrant for Netanyahu, I think that there's been this escalation of putting a lot more pressure on what's happening, on what's going on here, okay? And then going forward, what we're looking into is this Three of Wands reverse energy. And this is like, again, this is communication issues, which is what we're starting off with. This is electronic communication issues, and this is just general communication issues. And it's really frightening knowing that line is, down. Like I started the reading off, the line between the US and Russia, because again, this is just more communication issues. This can also be careless mistakes. It can be negligence. So for what we want a leader who's going to be strong and who's going to help to de-escalate the situation. And it is appearing that Biden's actions are not doing that, although I do understand his reasoning behind it. I'm not going to get into it in this reading, but I understand. There is a theory, I guess, behind what he's doing. And then I feel like other people they're like, oh, well, if Trump were in office, this wouldn't be happening. So that's what we want. We want him in office. So I think this is just a collective feeling of people like wanting what they think is the strong man that's going to come in, this King of Swords that's going to come in and rescue everybody, right? This is going to be the guy who restores order. This is a very orderly king. And people just want to kind of collectively release themselves of any responsibility, throw their hands in the air, and allow this king to come in and solve all of the problems of the world. What they don't see coming, though, is this Queen of Pentacles energy. This is support. This is noble. This is generousness. This is opulence. But this is very, very much female energy. So there's going to be some kind of female energy, and it could be a woman. But there's some kind of woman that's coming in this week, and no one sees her coming. But she's going to have an impact. And no one's going to see her coming. It's going to kind of come out of nowhere. And I feel like she's going to be offering something. She's offering, this is like a very generous person. So she's going to be offering something. Let's get some clarifiers on that. What is this Queen of Pentacles going to be offering, please, Spirit? What is the Queen of Pentacles going to be offering this next week? I feel like that one needed to go. I don't know if you guys saw it pop, but okay, so we have the Page of Swords reversed. One more card, please. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles for what we don't see coming this week. And the Six of Cups. Okay, so Page of Swords reversed. Page of Swords reversed is about being manipulated, someone who's really cunning. And the Six of Cups, you guys, this is always that. This is the card of nostalgia, but this is the card of, it's always, to me, when this comes up, it's like the MAGA card. It's that, you know, looking back fondly on this time of the past, but we all know that it didn't really exist as people want to believe it did. But this is very much that MAGA card. So I wonder if there's a woman that's going to come out of the Republican side who's going to be part of the MAGA movement, who's manipulative and cunning. Huh. Very interesting. Let's see. Let's see if there's any women, real strong women that come in on that MAGA side. This is someone unexpected. So I don't think this is anyone like that's been introduced. I don't think this is like a Tulsi Gabbard. I don't think this is Pam Bondi. I don't think this is McMahon, Linda McMahon. I don't think this is anyone who's been discussed. And I feel like this could be, because this is nobility, I'm almost wondering if this is someone, I don't know. Let's just wait and see. Okay, let's move on. So the next card that we have is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the energy that's being kind of put out there, put out into the universe. So the Ace of Swords is all about having clarity, being successful, conquest. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of themes of people talking about how they are successful. People are going to be putting that message forth. And I think this very much ties back into this Emperor energy, where these leaders, these world leaders, are going to really be like trying to emanate, all of them from all sides are going to be trying to emanate this energy of being very like very strong, the strongest one, you know, the King of Swords. They're the King of Swords. They're all going to be really kind of, again, saber rattling is, yeah. But the environment around all of them is they all feel like they're losing ground. They all feel like they're losing hold. They're trying to hold on, but they feel like it's slipping away. This is also a card of recession, financial recession. So I'm wondering if in the environment right now, behind the scenes in the Trump camp, if they're talking about the tariffs and how that would lead to recession. I'm wondering if they're having those conversations, because we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed is a card about greed, and it's a card about disillusionment. Trump really believes that this tariff idea is something that's just, it's going to work. He does not understand how a tariff works. And there's going to be, he's really, really hoping, like in his mind, this is what's going to fix everything. But it's wrong. It's upside down. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. And then we have this like magician, you know, smoke and mirrors, like, ooh, the hand's faster than the eye, like very, you know, I'm gonna give you a show. That magician is a performer. And you know, the one thing I have to say about like, and I feel like this is very much like going towards Trump's energy, because it just, we have, well, and actually probably all of these men, this could actually probably pertain to all of these male leaders, but it's very much like, they didn't get to where they are by being smart and by being intelligent. Okay. And I know people are going to argue with me in this one, but hear me out. They got that way by being manipulative and being really good at reading people and figuring out how to manipulate a situation for their benefit. And that's how these people get into the positions of power where they are. And you can argue with me if you want to, and that's fine. But I'm just going to tell you, there's plenty of evidence to substantiate that claim. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that energy this next week with these leaders. But I think specifically with Trump, I'm wondering if there's going to be someone new on the scene that is a new player that we have not seen yet. I'm wondering if we're going to get someone new that's introduced. I'm feeling like new male energy, a male leader. I'm wondering if it's that Prince of Jordan, if he's going to take more of like a more of a center stage this next week. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these out of the way. I love how once we start flipping cards, it all like comes together. All right, so we're gonna move these. Okay, let's take a break from world politics. And what do we want to do? Do we want to go to male rapper or male athlete? Let's just put them both up here and see what we get. I'm wondering if there's going to be firearm charges brought up for one of these people. I'm wondering if we're going to see a male athlete who is brought up on some kind of gun charges. Let's see here. Let's get three tarot cards for male rapper, 3 cards for male athlete. I feel like this is Diddy. I mean, it's always Diddy recently with male rapper. I almost hate to, like, I just get it, so I don't pick what messages come through, but I almost, like, hate when these ones come through, because I feel like a lot of them have come through lately, but because of the secrecy of the case, there's, like, no way to confirm any of this until we start seeing some of the case documents. So I feel like it's sort of a waste of time doing the readings, but I guess, you know, I can always come back after the fact and, you know, verify, but he's just been coming up so much in my readings lately. Okay, so we're going to do 3 cards for the male rapper and then 3 cards for male athlete. Okay. There's a young woman who's going to come forward and she's going to have something to say. She's going to bring forward some information. Okay. All right. So hopping right over here to this male rapper, there's going to be more cases. And again, this is Diddy. And so this is going to be a hard one because we just hear stories all the time. Like there's so much that comes out every single day about him. But this Page of Cups energy, this is a female bringing forward energy. She's going to bring something forward that's going to help provide additional evidence to support what's going on. We have this Knight energy, and these are the lawyers that are working for these people trying to bring justice. But there's some stuff going on. Recently there was that raid in his cell where they took information, and that was supposedly like defense strategy information, and there was a whole thing about it. I'm not really sure the details, but I feel like there was a lot of battling back and forth between the lawyers on both sides. And I think we're going to start to see a lot more of this. The Knight of Wands is like just someone who's really, really hot-headed. Someone who's just ready for a fight. And then we have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is someone who's an opponent, a warrior. I just feel like we've got a lot of infighting going on, and some female is going to bring forth some kind of information. Let's see what else we can get here. Okay. So I feel like she is going to have some kind of information, some kind of proof of what's going on. And it's stuff that they haven't been able to find before. It's something that was stored in a place that no one could think of to get to. It was like buried metaphorically. But that information, she's like waited to get her revenge. The revenge sounds terrible, but like her, not to get her revenge, to get her like vengeance. There we go. That's a better word for it. I think that she was someone who was trafficked and was treated as not a human, someone who was manipulated, and someone who really bad things happened to, but she has proof. She has evidence that can prove what she's saying. And I'm wondering if we're going to hear some stories coming out from Diddy's lawyer denying some allegations, but something more specific, like hearing something that's a little more, volatile than normal. Okay, so I feel like that's what's going on with that one. Let's look at this male athlete. So we have the Nine of Swords, we have the Queen of Wands reversed, and we have the Fool. Okay, so Nine of Swords is extreme anxiety, extreme depression, things being really, really bad. When we have the Queen of Wands reversed, this is someone who can be lacking virtue, or someone who feels like they're being controlled in some way. And then with the Fool, this is about new beginnings. Okay, let's look at this one a little bit more, see what's going on here. First, let's get some descriptions of this male athlete. Dark skin. Pregnant. So maybe they have a child coming. I don't think they're pregnant, but they could have a pregnant partner. Street fashion, so probably known for their style. 27 to 45, and they have a very young looking face. Okay. So looking at that, I need to get more tarot cards because I'm just having a hard time following this one. So let's take a look and see. I'm wondering if firearm goes with this or if it's something else, because I'm almost feeling like this is a male athlete who's going through some kind of personal issues with a mother of their child who's currently pregnant. But then there's some kind of new beginning. New beginnings. Okay, so let me move this out of the way here. I'm going to put this there. Okay, I wonder if we're going to hear some story. This is terrible, but I almost don't want to read this. I wonder if we're going to hear some story about an athlete. So with the Nine of Swords, that's extreme, like, anxiety, right? It can be regret, like those types of feelings. The Seven of Wands reversed is like doubting your purpose, not knowing really what you're doing. So we have this like really, really anxious person who's doubting their purpose. They don't know what they're doing, and they have the Chariot reversed. And this is going in the wrong direction, making the wrong choice. Then we have this Queen of Swords, or excuse me, Queen of Wands reversed. The Queen of Wands is, again, it can be like feeling controlled. And I feel like it's feeling controlled because of money. We have this Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is, it's aggression. And then we just have this Devil and this Ten of Swords, and I feel like it ends with the wrong choice being made. And I'm wondering if something is going to happen to that person, that partner, and this person thinks they're going to get a new start. Okay, we're going to stop on that one because I don't like that energy at all. So we're going to hope that that's not accurate. That's one that let's put the energy out there that that one doesn't come to fruition. And one thing I do want to state really quickly is that, again, tarot cards are for entertainment purposes only, or tarot readings. But what I'm reading right now is the information, or is the energy of what is happening right now. Okay, as I'm reading this. But energies change and people have free will. And that means that this can change. This doesn't have to turn out this way. I talk about that in my readings all the time. You can see a reading, decide you don't like the way it's going, and you can completely change it. So know that like these don't have to be set in stone. So when we see stories like that we just saw with that athlete, I think, you know, it's important to send collective energy to prevent that from happening. Because that's, you know, we don't want any of that stuff to happen. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull some more cards and see what's going on with local or regional leader, government agency. I'm wondering if that local or regional leader should have gone in that first reading with the, when we were talking about the emperor and the other leaders, and I had mentioned that there was going to be someone new on the scene. I feel like that's going to be a regional leader, a newer regional leader. I think that's where this one should have gone. So I'm going to take that one now that I'm looking at it. Okay, so now we have government agency, entrepreneur, ancient mystery. I'm wondering if this is about Elon Musk running Doge. Inside job. Transhumanism. Giant. Evidence. We're going to take this top one. I feel like we need to take that one, and I feel like we need to take that one, and I feel like we need to take this one, and I feel like we need to take this one, and I feel like we need to take this one. I feel like all those needed to come out. Okay. I had someone ask me when this card came out last time, they're like, does that card, or is that Biden on that card politician? Yes, it is. This was just the opinion of the person who created the deck. This is not my opinion one way or the other. Okay, so I wish she would have just done like Democrat or Biden or I don't know, but anyway, it is what it is. Or she wanted to have a corrupt politician, maybe have someone like this where you can't see their face. So this is very much, I read this as just as Biden. There's going to be increased information coming out this week about solar flares. Solar flares have really been becoming much more active lately. But I think that this week we're going to see solar flares that are even exceeding the big ones we've been seeing lately. So I think that this is something that we can definitely expect to see this next week. Okay. This one is throwing me a little bit. Transhumanism, this one is definitely like very much Elon Musk energy. He's a tech giant. He's an entrepreneur. I think there's something that we're going to see that's going to be staged. So some kind of something is going to happen this next week, but it is not going to be a real thing. It is going to be staged. So keep that in mind if any interesting news comes out. And I feel like it's going to be around Biden, an accusation against Biden, some kind of a connection between Biden and some agency where they're trying to get him on some kind of charges, or not charges, but like try to prove like some kind of impropriety has happened between the Biden administration and some agency. And I'm wondering if the person who's going to be the person who's going to be spreading this information, this fake information, is going to be Elon Musk. So we're about to hear some kind of a story. There's a message coming. There's an incoming message that's coming from this tech giant, but it's all staged. It's an inside job. So whatever comes out, understand you're not getting real information. But I do think that someone is going to eventually confess to this not being true, and there being evidence to back up that confession. Okay, you guys, that was kind of a long one and my voice is starting to go out, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here. If you've made it this far, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And also, I have a new membership where you can join. It's 99 cents a month, and I do monthly readings for members only, where you can get your questions asked or answered live, where we can pull cards for your questions. So please be sure to click that little join button. And if you have not yet subscribed, please be sure to click that little circle on your way out. Remember, subscribing is always free. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.